I think for me, when it first got really bad, um, this was probably the first week after George Floyd had been killed by the police. We're here in Minnesota. And so my 8-year old came to me, tears in his eyes. Dad, are we under attack? Are we in the middle of war? And he asked the question because right outside our doors, we had, the military tanks, we had the National Guard, we had buildings on fire, people marching, during the day, rioting happening at night. And so he was really confused as to what was happening. Helicopters overhead, the whole piece. And so, he says, are we at war? And if we are, who are we at war against? What's happening? And so for me, what grounded me was the need to really be present for my two sons. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. And so I knew in that moment that, they say faith without works is dead, right? And so I knew in that moment their faith was getting low. And so I had to put more energy into work. And so we started going and giving out food and showing up to help and give out water bottles and helping where we could. And having things at the church to gather people and having conversations, but it was getting their hands and feet engaged in the act of helping, in the act of restoring, in the act of being present. And I think that for me was grounding, seeing them be able to just calm down and be present and be helpful in such a stressful time. And so I think that when you begin to question your faith, focus on your work. When your work is low, focus on your faith, and the two together will get you there. Yeah. When the morning comes, and the lingering stench of tear gas, burning wood, and burned rubber no longer fills the air, will you remember me? When the sounds of sirens like hyenas and the wings of helicopters like circling giant vultures are replaced by the silent crackling of glass under your feet, will you remember me? When your streets are no longer unrecognizable and the businesses you own for years and my community are now long gone, turned to rubble and stone, will you remember me? Will you remember me when your bleak boarded up windows and doors are no longer painted with that brilliant color-filled graffiti that calls for an end to the vicious injustices that society has imparted against me? Will you remember me? I need to know. I need to know. Because long after you have filed your property insurance claims, received settlements, and rebuild your businesses from the same stained, broken rubble and stone using government-backed grants and loans, I will still be gone. So will you remember me? Jacob Blake. And the list of names goes on and on. I just pray that we can remember them. Even as society seeks to polarize this moment and bring politics and all kinds of other things into this moment, that we remember the fathers, the mothers, the sons, the daughters that are no longer here. God bless you.